The Sherman and Tingle Show. Mornings on 97.1 FM The Drive, Chicago's classic rock.
What happened with your husband, Jill? What was the story with that again?
Okay, so you know how everybody puts their foot in their mouth sometimes?
Yeah.
It happens to us all. He had just a winner the other day that he told me about. Somebody he was talking to said, hey, how's your mom? And Matt's mom passed away like a little over a year ago. And so he goes, she died. You came to the funeral. Because he was so caught off guard because he couldn't believe it wasn't someone that wasn't at the funeral. It wasn't someone that it might make more sense. She went to the service.
How did she respond as soon as he said that?
There's no way coming out of that.
Yeah, she pretended like she meant his dad. I'm sorry, I just met your dad. I was like, are you kidding me? Just say sorry. Just say, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. You know, she tried to cover it up, which is even worse, I think.
Ugh.
But talk about foot in your mouth. And like, I did kind of love it that he just said the truth.
It's that embarrassing feeling that you get, you know, that feeling that goes through you.
The dread of, how am I going to talk my way out of this one?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if anybody can beat that one.
Yeah.
Asking how someone is when they died and you went to their funeral. You can't beat that. Beat that.
Beat it with comedy, please.
Yeah, the given ones are like asking if you're pregnant,
Right.
which I will never do in my life again. I did the same thing. So
Did she say, no, I'm just fat?
no, she cried, and it was a horrible moment. No, I forgot. I felt horrible. There was no way of talking out of it.
She started crying?
Yes, and I felt so horrible.
My God.
She was proposed to that same night. It was it's a long story. I'm not even going to get into that. So other than the pregnancy ones, like when did you put your foot in your mouth? 312-642-WDRV. Love to hear yours next so we all feel better on 97.1 FM The Drive.
Sherman and Tingle in the morning.
We're talking about sticking your foot in your mouth type of moments, and so many people have them. And
I'm looking at the calls coming in. There's some good ones.
There's no way some of these are true. There's absolutely, because I'm looking at what Rachel, the phone screener, is writing down on some of these.
Look at number 2 that just came in.
Uh-oh. Whoopsie.
Oh,
I could see that one.
Oh, you know what? Let's go to.
I could see this one because of hairstyles.
On. Let's go to. Hey, Rachel, put her on 2. Okay, all right. Wait. What happened? Putting your foot in your mouth, Lisa in Palos Heights. What happened?
So my first year of teaching, I had a boy in my class, and the parents came for meet the teacher night, and they brought a younger sibling. So I looked at the parents, and I said, oh, my gosh, she's so adorable. Well, it turns out she was not a she. It was a little boy. The worst part of the story is I taught the son for a year, and then I had that little girl 2 years in a row. So I had to see this family for 3 years after calling their daughter a little boy.
Oh, my gosh.
It could go the other way now, too, though. Boys have long hair sometimes, and you cannot tell when they're little kids.
That's funny.
Wow, that's a good one. How about, what is this? Hey, Emily in Kenosha, when you stuck your foot in your mouth?
Yeah. So one time I was in line at Starbucks, and the guy was taking a really long time. He wasn't moving in front of me. So it's like, excuse me, just so I could get around him. He just totally ignores me. So again, I'm like, excuse me, just doesn't even turn around. So I like just tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, excuse me, I'm a little bit irritated at this point. And he was deaf.
He was deaf, did you say?
Yes. So that's why he didn't hear me.
Did he communicate to you, through sign language or like those words,
Yes,
that deaf words?
He used sign language.
So then what do you say at that point? Like, you can't say anything. Like the universal language of, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were deaf?
I just left, honestly. I left.
You can't talk your way out of that. Hey, Tom and Berwyn, what did you do? How did you stick your mouth or your foot in your mouth?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I was out with a coworker. I was introduced to his wife, and she was with her sister. But I stupidly said, "Oh, is this your mother?" Because the woman had gray hair.
Oh, no.
Did you say it in front of her? Did she hear it?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
There was no getting out of that. We all just stood there and froze.
And what did you do when they said no? What was your reaction?
foot was in the mouth. You know?
Just kind of stutter and make.
What do you say? Do you apologize?
Sorry.
Oh, it was bad lighting. I saw it was bad light. And what do you say?
Hey, Bobby in Plainfield, what did you do?
I was actually working sales about 5 years ago. We were kind of in a bullpen, but we were all in these little cubicles, and we would talk to each other over the walls of the cubicle.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't actually look at each other. So this one time, my coworker, sales associate Neil, and I were in the middle of a conversation, and all of a sudden, the homeboy just stops talking to me, and I'm like, "What is going on, Neil? Like, dude."
And what
5
happened?
minutes, I go around, I look at his desk, and he's plopped down on his desk. His head is in his computer.
Did he pass out?
He is dead.
The guy died?
He had a heart attack right there at work while I was yelling at him. No.
That's a horrible story. What are you laughing about?
I mean, that's funny when you look at the grand scheme of
That's a
things.
horrible story. Here he's yelling to the guy for 5 minutes. The guy's dead on his keyboard.
I dare anybody to call up and top that story.
No, I don't think any. This one, so I think somebody's trying to do it right now, and there's no way
this is true.
There's
what you're
no
about to
way.
hear.
Oh,
Can't be.
Richie in Villa Park, go ahead and tell your fake story. There's no way that this is true.
Hey, this is Richie the Gravedigger, Villa Park. How are you?
Good morning. There's no way this is true, Richie.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Family function. And my buddy comes every time we have a family party. It's Easter. And he brought his fiancée, and we all wanted to meet her. We heard everything about her. Well, little did we know she had 2 prosthetic legs. So she comes and she walks in, and she's walking real good. Nobody knows anything different. And then they bring a wheelchair in, I don't know, about a half hour, 45 minutes later. They put it in the corner. And I'm like, well, what's that for? He's like, Emily's got 2 prosthetic legs. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. We would have never guessed. So towards the end of the evening, she takes the legs off because she's tired. She could only walk in them for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So then she's, puts them off in the corner, and she's using the wheelchair the rest of the night. Nobody thinks anything of it. They leave without the prosthetic legs.
There's no way she would leave without her legs. This is such a
Well-
full. Go ahead.
Let him go.
All right.
Okay, when you have a prosthetic or prosthesis, you have multiple prostheses. In other words, you have another set maybe at her house, in her car, whatever. They left that set there by me. They ended up in the recycling bin, and then they had called about 2 days later and said, hey, did Emily leave her legs? And I'm like, oh, my God, they're in the recycling bin. They ended up in the back of the garbage truck, and I had to chase down the garbage truck and get them out of there. But I didn't mention that to her, though. But it was so close to her losing those legs because they ended up in that recycling bin.
Okay, who put him in the
Unbelievable.
recycling bin? Who put him in there?
Why are we even wasting time with this? I knew.
Well, it was either my wife or my 2 kids, one or
Okay,
the other.
they're gonna throw out prosthetic
They're like,
legs.
this looks
You're
like
gonna try- your
this looks
wife-
like a recyclable
your-
item. I'm gonna
your-
throw it in the recycling bin.
Your wife
Let
is
me-
gonna. You're,
Not buying it.
If that is true,
Let
it is
me add
funny.
one thing.
nope. No, you cannot add.
Do
one
it.
thing.
Add one thing.
Okay. Little did I know that the kids had been walking around with them
Okay.
the whole entire time that we had them there, and my
Sure.
wife got fed up with it.
Sure. Sure. All right.
The Sherman and Tingle Show. Mornings on 97.1 FM The Drive, Chicago's classic rock.